This is the new Apple Pencil Pro, and this is the new iPad Air, and this is the new iPad Pro. And I'm Lisa Bardot, an artist who's been making digital art on the iPad for more than 10 years. When Apple first announced that they were coming out with new iPads and an all-new Apple Pencil, I excitedly asked myself, how much is this really gonna change the way that I make art on an iPad? And I know the question a lot of artists are asking themselves right now, is it really worth it to upgrade to one of these in order to use one of these? What's new about this Apple Pencil Pro? Is it really that different? How much is it gonna affect my workflow? Is this gonna make my life easier as a digital artist? These are some of the questions that we're gonna answer in today's video. And we're also gonna get hands-on with some digital art apps to show you ways that these developers have utilized the features of the new Apple Pencil Pro. I've got a lot of great stuff to show you today, so let's get started. So what's the deal with this new Apple Pencil Pro? It's so much more than just a next generation Apple Pencil. It's really a huge step forward in making drawing on the iPad feel more natural and more realistic, like using real life art materials. Thanks to the new features such as squeeze, barrel roll, and haptic feedback, you have so much more control over what you can do with this Apple Pencil. So first of all, it's got the new squeeze feature where you can pinch the sides of your Apple Pencil to invoke a menu, switch between tools, show a color palette, assign a shortcut, and much more. And then it has the new barrel roll feature, which is the feature that I am most excited about. With barrel roll, you can change the angle of your brush strokes with a twist of your pencil. This feature is thanks to a gyroscope that they've got now built into the Apple Pencil. The new Apple Pencil Pro also has haptic feedback. Haptic feedback gives you little vibrations when you do things like squeeze, use the double tap button, or interact with apps in different ways. As I've been testing out the Apple Pencil, I was really surprised at how much I appreciated the haptic feedback. It's been really nice to get that kind of like tactile confirmation that you're doing the right thing. And another really great feature they added to the Apple Pencil Pro is that it's the first Apple Pencil to have the Find My feature enabled. So if you lose it or misplace it, like that one time I lost my Apple Pencil on a plane, sad, you can find it using the Find My app. So that's really nice too. And then just like its predecessor, the Apple Pencil Pro also has the hover feature as well as the double tap button on the side. All of these features together make the experience of drawing on the iPad more natural and intuitive. Up next, I'm going to demo a handful of apps that are using the new features of the Apple Pencil Pro in ways that might be exciting to artists. Keep in mind that these third-party apps are still in beta and are subject to change. Let's go. Now let's start with my favorite app, which is of course Procreate. I have a lot to say about Procreate. There is so many exciting things that are happening because of the features that are in the Apple Pencil Pro when it comes to using Procreate. So I'm putting together a full in-depth video all about Procreate, so be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss that video. So let's start by talking about the most exciting feature for digital artists working in Procreate, and that is barrel roll. There are so many exciting things that you can do now with brushes thanks to roll. As I said before, you can now control the angle of your brush strokes by rolling or twisting the Apple Pencil. Because of this, you now have an incredible level of control and your brushes become even more versatile. You can create even more marks with a single brush. Turn this angle brush one direction to get thick strokes, and turn it the other way for precise thin strokes, and of course everything in between. The roll feature is also extremely handy for stamp brushes in Procreate. Not only do you get a preview of your stamp thanks to the hover, but now you can also roll your Apple Pencil to get your stamp into the perfect position. There's a ton more options in the Brush Studio settings related to roll. A brush can be programmed for roll to control not just direction, but color dynamics, where you can have it change colors, texture grain, size, bleed, opacity, and more. This is extremely exciting for someone like me who's been making Procreate brushes for almost a decade. All this means is there are so many new possibilities when it comes to making brushes in Procreate, and I have been excitedly digging into the brush settings. One important note is that the roll feature is something that needs to be enabled on a brush, so all of your current brushes will work the way that you've come to expect. But I'm excited to update my brush sets to take advantage of this roll feature, so stay tuned for some information on that end. Another fun way that Procreate has utilized the roll feature is with Liquify. Under Liquify, using the twirl setting, you can now twist your Apple Pencil to control the amount of twirl, which is actually much more precise and it's a lot of fun. Procreate's also found some interesting new ways to utilize the squeeze feature. You can assign Squeeze to custom actions like invoking the ultra customizable quick menu. You can use Squeeze with layer select to very quickly switch between layers. This is probably my favorite application of the Squeeze feature. You can squeeze and hover over your artwork to select a layer, start drawing, switch to another layer, keep drawing. It's really awesome. You can set Squeeze to become your eyedropper so you can select colors without using your fingers. You can also set it to enact quick shape where it will make a shape out of your last stroke. So you wouldn't have to hold down anymore, you could just draw a shape and squeeze. Procreate has also incorporated haptic feedback into the interface in the select and transform tools. Now you'll feel little vibrations when you draw a selection, and if you're using snapping with the transform tool, you'll feel it snap into place. So lots of exciting stuff in Procreate with the Apple Pencil Pro. And Procreate didn't stop there, they also have some fun stuff in Procreate Dreams as well. Procreate Dreams has this really great feature called performing, where you can drag something across the screen and it will capture your movements as animation. Now, thanks to the barrel roll feature, you can both move and rotate at the same time, creating these really nice organic movements in your animation. I'm excited to make some more Procreate Dreams tutorials where we get to utilize this new feature, so stay tuned for those. Also, Procreate Dreams uses the squeeze feature to play and pause your movie, saving yourself another tap. Brushes from Procreate can be imported, and Procreate Dreams supports all the same roll-enabled features. Procreate Dreams also has some nice haptic feedback when you're moving things around in the timeline and they snap together. Over in Adobe Fresco, they've utilized the barrel roll, the squeeze, and the haptic feedback. In Adobe Fresco, we also have roll-enabled brushes, like with this little leaf brush, I can create little stamps of leaves and rotate my brush around, which is really neat. Or I can use roll with this rake brush to create the spinning spokes of a bicycle wheel. You can enable the barrel rotation for most other pixel brushes in the brush settings. Haptic feedback has been integrated into aligning objects in Transform, using the snap to shape feature, swiping through frames of an animation, and more. You can use Squeeze to invoke a shortcuts menu with quick access to recent brushes, color, brush size, and undo redo options. Next, I want to show you the Notes app because Apple has done some really fun things there too. In the Notes app, of course, you can use Squeeze to pull up the menu and access all your tools, and we have barrel rotation built into the brushes. But a really fun feature I wanted to show you is this little simulated shadow that reacts to the Apple Pencil's angle and rotation. So if I use this with the highlighter, it's shaped like a little highlighter. If I switch to the fountain pen, you can see the tiny little nib. If I draw with the crayon, it looks like a crayon. If I draw with a marker, it looks like a marker. And even the eraser looks like the Apple Pencil end. This is just a fun little feature that I love that Apple has this attention to detail, and it's really fun. Zinni is a creative journaling, planning, and note-taking app that has utilized the Apple Pencil Pro features in some fun ways as well. In Zinni, you can squeeze to pull up a menu for instant access to your tools. You can also take advantage of the barrel roll to control your brush strokes. When using the straight line tool, you get some nice haptic feedback when snapping to horizontal and vertical lines. There's other apps that have enabled a shortcut menu with the squeeze features such as GoodNote 6 and SketchUp. As you can see, app developers are really excited about the Apple Pencil Pro, and I think this is just scratching the surface. It's going to be really cool to see what developers do once this is officially out in the wild. So now you might be wondering which iPads this new Apple Pencil Pro is compatible with. So the Apple Pencil Pro is compatible with the new iPad Air with M2 processor, as well as the iPad Pro with M4 processor that was just announced as well. And then the other question you might be asking yourself is it worth it to update to one of these iPads in order to start working with the Apple Pencil Pro? Now, in my experience, I am extremely excited about this Apple Pencil and what it can do and what it can bring to the world of digital art and Procreate. I haven't been this excited about a hardware update since the original Apple Pencil came out when they released the iPad Pro like back in 2015. So for me, upgrading is a no-brainer. This Apple Pencil is the reason to update to one of these iPads, in my opinion. And let's just take a minute and talk about this iPad Air for a second. This is an amazing device. It has the M2 processor, which is really fast. It's gonna get you a lot of layers in Procreate, And it has the new 13-inch size, which is new for an iPad Air. So having that extra screen real estate is amazing. The value on the iPad Air is really good. Like, this is an excellent choice for somebody who is thinking about upgrading from an older iPad or just starting fresh. Like, I'm really excited about the iPad Air. And if you have an iPad and you're thinking about getting a new one, like, that's of course a personal decision, but Apple does have a really cool trade-in program where you can send in your old device and get a little bit off of a new one, so that might be an option as well. But I'm very excited about the Apple Pencil Pro, and I think it is going to be a game changer when it comes to making art in Procreate. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning about the new Apple Pencil Pro. What features are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments. And I am working on some new videos surrounding the whole Apple release, the new iPads, the new Apple Pencil Pro, working in Procreate. So if you have questions, please leave them in the comments so that I can answer them in a future video. And be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, happy art making! Again, I'm Lisa Bardot, and I help people find their creativity through drawing on the iPad. If you'd like to support what I do, you can check out my premium brush sets that inspire creativity at bardotbrush.com. And if you want to take your learning to the next level, you should join Art Makers Club. Art Makers Club is a joy-filled creative community and learning hub for digital art makers. We have a growing library of in-depth courses, live virtual events and tutorials, a wonderful community of supportive artists, free Procreate brushes, and so much more. Come join us in the club. Learn more at artmakersclub.com. If you like this video, please subscribe for more awesome tutorials and check out one of my other videos. Thanks, and have a great day!